Imagine an early morning in busy Kalamata, Greece. We stop by the Medas gas station to refuel the truck, and we hop into the on-the-go store to pick up a double espresso up for the road. Welcome to Truck Sim Diaries. In this video series, I record my Euro Truck Simulator 2 gameplay, and I use it as a backdrop for my unscripted thoughts on what's going on in my life and the world around me. Sometimes I will have a lot to say, sometimes I will just comment on the gameplay, and sometimes I'll just be quiet. Either way, I'm glad you're here, so let's take a look at what life has in store for us today. And as you can tell, we're back into the Scania R. It looks a lot like the other truck, but there's a few key differences. This one is a little lower. It's got a little different setup, but for the most part, it's going along the same kind of line of design that I like. And today's job is excavated soil. We're taking it from the olive farm in Kalamata, and we're going to low field in Lamia to drop it off. We only have 4 jobs left on the Eliarchos contract. First thing we need to do is go and pick up the tipper trailer. So let's boot it up.
Ready to roll.
And we're ready to roll. Trailer's not parked that far away. It's by a logistics company, but since they have these dividers, we need to go around town a little bit. And for the contract we have left, this excavated soil that we're taking to Lamia, and then we're going to use the same trailer to get back to Kalamata. We're gonna bring gravel from Lamia. That's gonna be for another day though. And after that, we only have one back and forth job left. We're taking olives from Kalamata, and then we're taking work clothes back.
Keep right, and then turn right.
And then that's it. After that, we're all done with
Turn right.
with Eliarchos, at least for this time around. And honestly, well, like we talked about, I feel that I enjoy driving around here in Greece, but it is going to be really nice with some variation. I'm going to ask ChatGPT to make another contract somewhere in Europe, and I don't know where we're going to end up. I'm interested to see that.
Roundabout.
I need to take a look at the map here to see where we're going. Feels like we're going the wrong way. Alright. So. Yeah, it's taking up the wrong way. We need to go here to pick up the trailer. So we can use this roundabout to turn around, and then we're going to go back to the trailer.
Okay, here we go.
Okay. There we go.
At the roundabout, take the 4th exit.
And we're kind of in the middle of September. It is rolling by really fast.
Exit now.
And my kids have started their activities. My daughter's got figure skating, and my son has got swim class, so both of them have activities 2 times a week, so that's 4.
Keep left, and then turn left.
4 things that we need to drive him around to. But it's all good. Previously, it's been
Turn
like
left.
a stressful, a stressful thing for me. I tried to fit too many things into my life, so everything above what I wanted to do, everything that was outside of exactly what I wanted to do was almost like a distraction. And that kind of mentality was really wearing me down. So I had to change that, obviously. And I feel a lot better prepared for it. I feel a lot better prepared for a lot of things going into this autumn. Like I keep telling you, we'll see kind of how it plays out. We won't know until, we've done it. But I feel like my approach to life in general and the hardships that can come with it, not that there's anything, not that there's anything heavy going on, but the changes that I've made to my life recently they've been really helpful. I feel like I'm much more, at peace person.
Keep right, and then turn right.
All right, here we go. This yellow and green buildings are where we're gonna pick up the trailer.
Turn right.
I won't read you the name of it because, well, and here we are. The nice new tipper trailer. Let's reverse it up and hook up, and I can tell a little bit about it. Here we are. Let's hop out and take a look. All right, new trailer time. So this is a loose material tipper trailer, kind of gravel, that kind of construction material type of stuff. It is also a modded trailer by John Ruda. It's a very nice looking trailer, and it's gonna be fun to get into the kind of different kind of jobs at different kind of locations than what we're used to. So this will be more of a construction site kind of trailer. All right, let's hop in. So now we're here. We're gonna go to Eliarchos to pick up the excavated soil.
Let's go.
Let's go. I got some downtime. My wife is taking my daughter to
Get ready to turn left. Turn left.
figure skating. So me and my son is home. He's getting some playtime on his Nintendo Switch. And previously this morning I built a, well, I've been doing it as kind of a little side project at home. I built a graffiti wall for the kids. I've always been into graffiti my whole life. It's been fascinating, exciting, nice, you know.
Turn left.
An art form that I can really, you know, connect to. And I want them to kind of, I've been showing them, you know, my kind of culture, whatever, you know, hip-hop has to bring, music, graffiti. We've been doing ever since they've been having crayons. I've been, you know, sketching some graffiti pieces with them. And I went to talking about, like, talk to my wife, you know, I need clearance. It's not something I'm just gonna do. And she's down for it. She's a very artful person, and she's been doing a lot of painting and creativity in general. So she's all for it. So I built this 3 by 1.5 meter wall in the backyard for them to use the spray cans.
Keep
And
right,
today was the
and
first
then
time
turn
when
right.
it was finished, and my daughter had the opportunity to try it out, and it made me really proud to see,
Turn
like,
right.
she's struggling with, like, holding down the cap on those spray cans. I remember that, you know, your finger gets fucking tired from holding it down, but yeah, she's doing a great job. I need to find some kind of, I saw that there were some kind of triggers or whatever that you could put on spray cans to make it a little easier for her to, you know, keep doing it. But yeah, she finished her first piece, and I was sitting there in the sunshine just watching her go at it. It's amazing
At the
to see.
roundabout, take the second exit. Exit now.
And we got a couple rules, like when we do it, we need to listen to some rap music.
Keep left.
And I taught her how to make a sketch first, and then kind of try to translate that sketch to the larger format, which is a wall. And we'll see kind of how she looked. She looked like she really enjoyed it, and she has been thinking about it. She's been asking about it for a very
Please
long
watch
time.
the speed limit.
Like, it's one of those, like, I promised her I'd do it, but then I kind of never. Well, I can't say that I never got around to it, because obviously it's finished, but it took a little longer than it was supposed to.
Please mind the speed limit.
But yeah, man, that's finally done. And she's got this breathing mask on. It just looks so cool. Blonde little girl with a face mask and spray cans. Oh shit, I just noticed now that I forgot to put fuel in the truck. So I need to remember to do that before we fucking run out of gas. That'd be embarrassing.
Keep right, and then exit right. Exit right. ready to turn left. Turn left. Get ready to turn left. Turn left.
And I had an extremely uneventful work week. Kind of in a bad way, really. I don't know. It was just everything was pretty quiet. I got no good work stories to tell you. That's a little boring. I did went to visit one woman. She just needed to help with a couple things. But man, her house was very nice. She had this garden that was like, I got a couple clients that got these fantastic gardens, and I'm
Get
not
ready
like,
to turn right.
I am not the least interested in gardening. But like I can't for the life of me find any like want to, you know, start gardening, but I do appreciate, you know, I do appreciate a nice taken care of garden. My wife does some gardening. We got these kind of, I don't really know what to call it. It's a well, a plantation space, I presume. That is like these squares in the garden, but our backyard is not very, you know, it's not very big. So it's more of a lawn and some bushes and stuff. But this was like, you know, a person who has this as you know, a drive that like can't stop, like large, you know, greenhouses with stuff in it. Just that was fucking great to see. But like I feel zero, like I kind of want it, but I feel zero need to, you know, get into the effort of fucking
Caution. Please
taking care of
mind
something like
speed.
that. It's just an enormous amount of work. But other than that, man, nothing out of the ordinary.
Get ready to turn right. Turn right.
I was, however, out with a buddy yesterday. That was fucking great. We went to this burger place that I always end up going to. It is not, well, it's all right. It's like these little bit nicer burgers. It's a very nice place to sit down
Get ready to turn
and hang
right.
out. So I understand why it's kind of, you know, if you were to visit me, that's where we'd go. That kind of, you know, it's relaxed enough to be, you can sit there all night, but it's not fancy or anything like that. But yeah, it's a nice place. It's good. But I really felt I really felt how, like, on the build-up, I was like, I don't really want to go. Like, not that I didn't want to hang out with him. He's a great guy. I love him, but I was like, man, I don't feel like drinking, really, because, like, well, it wasn't that long ago since I did it last, and well, I ain't getting any younger, so going out for a couple beers, it's gonna cost me, like,
Get ready to turn left.
almost all of the day after.
Turn left.
So I was like, well, we made the plans way, way, way ahead of time. So it was like, there's no two ways around it. I just need to, it'll be fun. But I was like, I was feeling like honestly, I would have rather gone out and just not drink. But the plan was to go for burgers and beer, so, we went for burgers and beer. So, like, I took the bus, because I live a bit outside the city, so I took the bus in. You order like any other place nowadays. You order with your phone.
Turn right.
So I was like, making my order, and he was making his order. And then when the food and drinks arrived, I got a beer, and he and I was like, when I was ordering, I was like, oh man, I kind of want to go for a non-alcoholic beer, but I don't want to be like, I don't want to be that guy that's like that goes for non-alcoholic when he goes for beer or whatever. I know it's a little stupid, but I think you know what I mean. And then we debate on what burger to get, and we don't talk about much about what drinks to get. So I just get the normal lager beer that it's enjoyable. And then the food and drinks arrived, and he ordered a non-alcoholic beer, because he was like, yeah, just, we didn't talk about why. It was just, if he doesn't want to drink, he doesn't have to drink, and it's fine. Like, it was just such a relief to be like, not having to not make the alcohol beverages an issue either way. Like, he don't want to drink, then if he don't want to drink alcohol, then he doesn't drink alcohol. And so I was like, I enjoyed my beer, but after that, fuck man, that was a relief. So I only took, non-alcoholic beer and fucking, what is it called? Does the ginger stuff? I really like that stuff. That's good. So it turned out to this, and like at 10 o'clock, he was like, bro, I love you, but I'm fucking tired, so I need to go home. And I was like, yes. It was perfect. Just perfect. It was a perfect evening. Not too much. We got to talk about all the things that we need to talk about, and hang out and like have some laughs, and that was it. It was great. It was a great time. Alright, let's load this cargo up. Alright, cargo's loaded.
Time to hit the road.
Time to hit the road. Axles go down. And after the, what's it called? Need to remember to stop at the gas station after the railroad tracks. We need to refuel. We're gonna go, it's a pretty short one today. It's 443 kilometers. We're good for fuel. Well, fuel's good for 459 kilometers, so we would be cutting it. It would be cutting it a little close. So we're not gonna take any chances unless we have to, which we don't. So we're gonna stop and refuel. We are going to have to stop to rest once because ETA in-game time is 6 hours and 30 minutes, and we need to rest within 5 hours and 21 minutes. In-game time is 11:23. Oh, there's that.
Get ready to turn left. Turn left. Ready to turn left. Turn left.
Oh, what's going on here? Uh-oh. You think they'll figure it out? Oh, they might. Oh, it started raining. Alright, wait, let's do some questions. First one is from subreddit Ask Men Over 40. The question is, what do you love about being a dad? And man, nothing has changed my life for the better more than anything. More than having kids. And I'm a person who didn't want children. So the reason behind that is a little complex. First of all, I'm not really fond of children. Unless they're my own. Like I don't feel like I don't get particularly interested in, I'm not interested in kids in general. It's not something that, I've never had that as a driving force in my life to get kids. In fact, like I said, I actually, for the better part of my, like before I turned 30 or whatever, I actually didn't want kids at all because in like in early 2000s, I had this girlfriend, and she had a daughter, and this little girl became like mine, and she lived with me when she was, I think she moved in with me when she was like 2 years old or something like that. So she was very, very small. And then all of a sudden, like a couple years later, this woman, whom I loved very much, she just up and left, like out of the blue, just from one day to the other. It was just over. We were both very young, like we were in our 20-somethings, but man, that destroyed me, like straight up. It sent me into a huge shock that took a long time for me to process, like very, very long time, many years. And it, like I was in love with this woman or girl or whatever you would call it when we were so young, but so her leaving me, that hurt like really bad. But the loss of the child, the little girl, that she wasn't mine, so I didn't have any claim on her. Like I can't, like, I have no right to see her anymore, and I can't, like, you know. So she was just gone, you know. It was fucking weird. And also, like, society's got this way of not being very understanding towards a situation like that, because everyone was like, well, she wasn't your child. And I'm like, yeah, she was. Like, to me, she really was. And now that I have, you know, kids of my own or whatever, I would never downplay the connection that an adult can feel to a child who, even if it's not, you know, biologically their child. My own kids, they don't feel more mine because they have, like, my blood. They are my kids because they are my kids. They're close to me. And also, I kind of, you know, every year that passes, it's been more than 20 years now, but every year that passes, you know, brings this sensation down a little bit. But I still feel that I have 3 kids. I only live with 2 of them. But this little girl, she kind of just disappeared from my life, and I wasn't ready for it, and I didn't have any tools to deal with it. I didn't know what the fuck to, like, I didn't know what to make of anything. And yeah, that was a lot to process. Like, what are you supposed to do in a situation like that? Like, I couldn't just get over it because that girl wasn't, you know, my biological daughter. That doesn't work like that. Or at least it didn't work like that for me. And, like, yeah, so I just had to process it with, you know, whatever tools I had available at the time, which weren't many. So I just had to kind of find a way to live with it. And those were, you know, those were a couple of really hard years to just trying to live with that awkward situation. And it left me, like, scarred. You know what I mean? Like, because I associated that pain with kids. That little kids hurt. So, you know, I've been with my wife for almost it's like 16 or 17 years, something like that. I started dating her when I hadn't fully processed this. And she knows this, of course, but yeah. That was really hard. I don't think they're gonna figure this out. Hold on, let me find a solution to this. And just like that, we can go. So yeah, so I had all that with me, and her biological clock started ringing like loud. And we moved into this house, and like you know, I was sending mixed messages because I said that I don't want kids, but still I moved with her. Like, I knew that I had to get over it at some point and just take the plunge, but I never felt ready. I never felt that I got to a point where I'm like, you know how you think about, like, you know, when you get like, when you have the house and you have the job and everything is set and everything is safe and everything is secure, that's when you're gonna get kids. So I never got to that point. Like, I never felt ready for it, emotionally especially, because I was so afraid of, like, I was so afraid of this commitment and this potential, you know, the potential hurt that could come from it.
Okay, let's find a new route.
Let's refuel this.
Turn right.
I'm gonna go for super diesel. All right. And I've been scared for most of my time as a parent, and it's more that I got to the point where I'm like, you know, I'm never going to be ready, so I'm just going to have to learn to live with this fear. Because I can't, like, you know, I can't let it, you know, stand in the way for moving forward.
Get ready to turn right.
Or whatever.
Turn right.
Kind of lost my train of thought. Where were we? Oh, right, the question of... So, the question that I'm going to answer is, what do you love about being a dad? Because going into parenting was very difficult and very hard, and I wasn't, you know, I could have been, you know, better, but, or maybe I should say this, other people may be able to do it better, but this is the only way that I know how to do it. This was the only, you know, only option. So, I was dealing with this fear all the while, dealing with the general adjustment of having kids in your life, because everything changes. But it all changes for the better, except that at least for me, I couldn't see it. Like, the first years were really hard. My first child was a very worried child, and that might be because I was a very worried parent. She didn't sleep well. There was a lot of issues. You know, not a lot of sleep, a lot of frustrations. We pulled through it. Like, it wasn't, you know, it wasn't damaging, but man, it was hard. It was hard to be like, you know, enjoying the baby bubble or whatever people kept telling you to do, but, you know, never mind that bullshit. However, like, it is the best thing that has ever happened to me, because despite all this fear and all this, you know, all these difficult emotions that I needed to go through. Having kids gave me this direction and like this purpose that I was really missing. Like I was basically just wandering, you know, kind of without a purpose, because just, you know, the world we live in now, where you get into this point where it's just like, it's almost all about just making the time go by. And that didn't really, you know, I mean, there's stuff to do that you can enjoy, but it didn't really feel like a meaningful pastime. So having kids changed all of that. I'm not going to say you get, because everyone's, you know, everyone's experience is different. But it really put things into perspective. It really made, you know, I couldn't do the things that I used to do. And like a big baby, I was holding on to those things. And I agreed with my wife that we're going to have one kid. And as you know, I have 2 kids. So it wasn't just the one. And the reason for that is, like, you know, I got better as a parent. And my daughter, she's this really social person. And it really felt like, you know, she's always had this look that she sees right through you, you know? I bet you all parents feel like that with their kids. But bullshit doesn't work with her. You know, like, I can't kid myself. Since I got kids. And I started feeling like I am doing her a disservice. I'm doing something wrong to her if I don't get her a sibling. And I started feeling like I can do this, like, I got it. I can take care of it. I can, you know, we got this. So we got her brother. And when he came, like, when I got him, that's when I with both feet, you know, stepped into the role as a parent. And I think that's because, like, I needed him to kind of stop trying to live half my life as a parent and half my life as, you know, childless person. Because when there's 2 kids, there's no way you can't like kid yourself. You can't kid anyone. So those 2 are without, you know, every day that goes by ever since I got kids, the further I get away from the life that I lived when I didn't. And it's like, it just feels so distant, you know? I'm having a really hard, like, now my daughter's almost 10 years, so almost 10 years have passed since this great reformative, you know, event that changed everything happened. And ever since, like, I get further and further away, and now I can barely I remember things that I did, you know, in my life before I had kids. But let's stop and sleep here. But, like, I can no longer, like, see it and, like, relive it in my mind, you know? How the fuck do we park here? Do I park next to him? looks a little weird. Maybe I should go in front of him. Yeah, I should probably go in front of him. No? Alright, let me figure this out. Oh, here I can stop. Oh, that's fucking weird. Let's turn it around then. Or was it here? Alright. Alright, let's get some rest in. And we wake up 20 minutes past 8 in the evening. So it's going to be a night drive. Beautiful mountains of Greece. I like to step out of the truck to get the feeling of, you know, being at a rest stop. Just kind of soak in the atmosphere, whatever. I guess I would be downward facing arrow. All right, let's get the rest of our sleep. One o'clock at night. Time to go. So it's gonna be a night drive. So yeah, I still haven't answered the question. I feel like the best part about being dad. The sensation that I get when I, you know, do the right thing. It is, it's like a I don't know what's the right thing to do as a parent. I know what not to do, but I don't know what to do. Does that make sense? Like my parents, they were, you know, it's not good. So I learned a lot from that, but I don't have any good, you know, I'm not, when something comes up, I'm like, oh, I know what to do. I don't have this list of things that are the right thing to do. I have the list of things that are the wrong thing to do. And then there's a lot of things that probably are the wrong thing to do, but I don't know it. But like navigating through this and like being able to tell that I'm doing a good job. You know, I'm making my kids happy. That gives me the like succeeding in this task, and hopefully, you know, I don't know. We'll see at the end of the day, you know. Putting smiles on their little faces. You know, they give me motivation, they give me a reason for everything. I didn't have any purpose. I didn't have any I didn't have a purpose. I was just wandering, you know, like I said. And they changed this. They make me want to be a better man. They make me want to be a better father, a better husband, you know. They make me want to do the right thing. That is by far the best part. Alright, that was a little heavy topic, sorry about that. But, you know what you're getting yourself into here. Alright, next question. Let's keep it with the family. Let's keep it on family. What is it like? Let's see if I'm reading this right. We need to honk on the cops here first. Men of Reddit. This is from the subreddit, Ask Reddit. The question is, what is it like to be married? It's great. And it's a partnership. Like, I am playing this life in co-op. And with all that comes with it. It's not like me and my wife are doing, you know, it's not like we're playing the relationship game in co-op. We're playing life in co-op. It doesn't have to do anything with marriage. Like, marriage in itself, the ring and the vows and stuff like that, doesn't matter. But sharing your life with someone on this level, where you do it for so long, and so, you know, you're not going to take of course you don't take each other for granted, but in a sense you kind of do. Or at least I want her to. Like, I want her to take my love for her for granted. I want her to... That's nothing that she needs to worry about. I don't want her to, you know... I don't want her to feel like she needs to put in effort because I will stop loving her if she don't. You know, I want her to know that I love her for who she is, and I want her to, you know... I want her to love me back because she wants to, not because she does it to not, you know, make my love for her fade or something like that. But for the simple fact that that is something that she wants to do. And whenever hardship comes up, like, you know, player 2 is always there.
Keep right, and then exit
She's
right.
always on the server.
Exit right.
And you know, we go through the good things in life together. We share the good things in life. We share vacations. We share laughs. We share, you know, to have someone to share all the good things with. Like, of course, we're gonna go for a travel together. Like, we plan. I think in this co-op setting. And when shit hits the fan, like, you know, she's always there. And like, you know, she brings back loot boxes, she sorts the inventory, she fucking goes with me on the quests. I go with her on quests. You know, we go on raids together. Everything is fucking co-op. And when you get to do this with a hot girl, like, man, I can't ask for anything else. It is sincerely too good to be true. And of course, you like, you know, you get into a fight with each other about stuff. We don't fight a lot, but we have disagreements for sure. Especially when the going gets tough, you know? We're both tired, not, you know, you keep forgetting to, you know, you forget to be the bigger person at times. But, you know, knowing that that's okay, and I know that she knows that that's okay, you know? You're allowed to fuck up, you know? Knowing that you're safe, that we'll figure it out when something comes up, you know? Something happens, we'll figure it out, you know? That is, when you get to the point that you can feel safe in that, that's a really, truly beautiful thing. And with that said, let's move into another. I think I have one that goes with the. Yeah, here. This is from the subreddit. This is the next question. It's from the subreddit Ask Men. The question is, what is the biggest lie men in relationships tell themselves? And the biggest lie that men tell themselves in relationships that I've seen, that it's like this kind of common truth that goes around, is the old mentality of happy wife, happy life. Because of course you're gonna keep of course you're gonna make your wife happy. That's
Caution.
you know.
Please watch the speed limit.
Obviously, we're gonna strive to do that, but This mentality has like the underlying meaning of you sacrifice the things that you want to do and you agree to do the things that she wants to do just to keep her happy. To like, you do it because you don't want an unhappy wife, because that will be, you know, that is the worst case scenario. And I'm not saying obviously I'm not saying you're not going to keep your wife or partner or husband for that matter. Of course you're going to make them happy, you know? You got to strive to make them happy, but you can't sacrifice the things that you want to do, and you can't sacrifice yourself for the purpose of making someone else happy, because it'll make you miserable. And no one in this world knows what women want. Like, who the fuck knows? But I know what women don't want, and that is a miserable partner that has lost their, their glow. Like a couple episodes ago, we had the question of when is it time? I'm going on a first date. At what point do I break out the Lord of the Rings DVD sets or whatever? Immediately, and you got to keep doing it, because you got to be the interesting person that you fell in love with. You know, you got to keep, you got to keep letting yourself enjoy things and like be interesting and be happy. You know, and shine. That's, if anything, that's what women want. Not for you to become this great servant. Because if your woman wants that, or if your partner wants that, man, you're in the wrong relationship. You need to get the fuck out. Alright, next question that is still related to this topic that I could find. I think this is a jealousy question, because the question is from the subreddit Ask Men. And the question is, how would you feel if your girlfriend hangs out with a guy best friend alone? And I get what they're going after, like, obviously, if that's a problem, you have trust issues. Either you have trust issues personally, or you have trust issues in your relationship. But I know that this is a thing. But you need to not worry. If she's gonna leave you for someone else, there's nothing you can do about it. And having problems with her hanging out with guy friends is not gonna help you, keep her or him. It's just not. You just gotta accept it. And you gotta. And what I mean by accepting it is that you need to stop having problems with it. Like, this is your love, and your love is supposed to, she loves you too. She's not after other guys. And if she is, she is, you'll find out either way. But you gotta get that thought out of your head,
And then turn
anything
right.
could happen. She could leave you, a plane could crash into your building. There's nothing you can do about it. So
Turn right.
you can't, like, go around building an aircraft cage around your
Keep
house.
right, and then turn
Does that make
right.
sense? For me, I've always had, some of my best friends has always been women, and some of my wife's best friends has always been men or guys. and on multiple occasions, she spends all day with him.
Keep left.
But
And then
like that
turn
can't be a
left.
problem. Come on. You know, we're better than that. And you deserve to not walk around with this worry in your head.
Get ready to turn right.
It is unworthy to...
Turn right.
walk around having problems with that. Alright, we're almost here. It's, you can see it there on the map. It's low field, so that's the cotton farm. It's not the same cotton farm where we were at, I think, the second to last episode or something like that. But it's the same kind of company. But yeah, man, all this relationship stuff and parenting stuff, it's hard work, not in the sense that you have to like fight to make it work, because if you do, you know, you need to start working smarter and not harder. And things need to change, but you know, you gotta keep evolving as a person. And you gotta keep growing with the people that you spend your life with, because people are gonna grow. And if you just, you know, if you pay attention to it, you'll grow in the same direction. But if you keep having these kinds of negative thoughts, like
and then
jealousy
right.
and stuff like that, you'll end up growing apart, man.
Turn right.
And we can't have that. We need to do better than that. We need to be safer in ourselves. We need to love ourselves more than that.
Get ready to turn right. Turn right, and then turn left. Turn left.
All right.
You have arrived at your destination. Your route guidance is now finished.
Let's unload it. Alright. 534 kilometers. 30.9 liters per 100, so not too bad. We're at least 3-0 something, even though the something is 9. No damage for 34 minutes of driving from Eliarchos to Lowfield in the Scania R. 23 tons of excavated sold. Plan for 247 kilometers turned out to be 534. Income was 7,000, so it didn't pay very much. Look at this. Other costs were we got tollgate. Other costs, that's tollgates? Yeah. Fuel cost was 237. Vehicle rent cost, because in this trucky economy here, we haven't bought this. This is just bureaucracy. Don't worry about this. But it's costing us a lot of money, so I need to remember to figure this out. Revenue was 3,000. So it's not a lot. However, 4 out of 5 stars. 5 stars for damage, 2 stars for distance, obviously, because, well, it was short as hell. 5 stars for fine, 5 stars for fuel economy, 3 stars for mass. At least we had fun, huh? Alright, that was it for today. Thank you for taking the time with this. I really appreciate it. And take care of yourself and make smart decisions. You are important, and you need to last for a long time. Bye.